We all know the basics of the diurnal cycle, day and night, sunrise and sunset. And we are all aware that during the day, the sun is the most luminous object in the sky, to the point that it completely obscures the stars. And at night, the moon, when it is visible, is the most luminous object, sometimes to the point that it can make gazing at the Milky Way and deep sky objects more difficult. This dichotomy of night and day, darkness and light, are why the moon and the sun were often worshipped together by ancient cultures. But at times, the moon is visible even in the daytime. We've all seen it, hanging low in the sky, a pale impression against a background of blue. But just what accounts for this? How is it that we can see the brightest object in the night sky when the sun is still beaming overhead? If you've ever wondered why you can sometimes see the moon during the day, here's an explanation. Although technically the moon outshines the sun in gamma rays, in visible wavelengths of light the moon is always way less bright than the sun. In fact, it's 400,000 times less bright, which is why it's completely overwhelmed when the sun is also in the sky. After all, it's merely reflecting sunlight. The best way to appreciate that is to watch a sunrise this week and keep an eye on the moon. It will dramatically fade as the sun rises, though look carefully, and you can often see it during the day. How the moon becomes visible in the day. The moon rises in the east and sets in the west just like everything else in the night sky. That's because Earth is rotating from west to east. The moon is orbiting in the same direction, also from west to east. Look at the moon for a few nights in a row, and you'll notice that it's at a slightly more easterly position in the sky each night as it waxes towards being a full moon or wanes towards being a 0% illuminated new moon. There are 29.5 days between full moons, and it rises about 50 minutes later each night. On the flip side, that means the moon sets about 50 minutes later in the west each night. So in the nights after full moon our satellite rises increasingly later at night and sets increasingly later the next morning. You can get exact moon rise and moonset times for your nearest city using this moon calculator. How long does the morning moon last? The best times to see a daytime moon is just after a full moon, when it's big and bright and, crucially, positioned relatively low above the western horizon. However, it's there, somewhere, most days. It's just hard to see when it's not much illuminated. Plus, the slimmer the moon, the closer it is to the sun, so it gets lost in the glare. The ultimate example of that is just before and after new moon, when a 1% illuminated crescent moon is in the sky, but very close to the sun, before sunrise, before new moon, or after sunset, after new moon. It's almost impossible to see, but worth hunting for.